many people in Southern California particularly have said, hey, I'm done. It's sunny out. It's not June gloom. The weather's spectacular. I'm out of here. And the world has gone back to the new normal. But here's the thing. It's coming.
Should we be?
It is coming, and it is coming for all of us. Don't call me an alarmist. Don't call me an alarmist. Just know this. I'm ready. In other words, I'd rather get it and be over with, or not get it at all would be my preference. But I'm just here to tell you that based on the protests, the rioting, the peaceful protests thereafter, more rioting, states opening like Texas or Arizona, where states have been open, and many Californians have gone to Arizona. Shit, I want to go to Scottsdale and go to a bar. I'm going to Arizona. And then what do? They come home. And as the numbers are rising, it's because we're doing more testing, of course, but the numbers have to also be rising because the virus has to be spreading, especially given all of our behavior. Okay. We did a great job when we were quarantined, and now we're out. And what do we expect to happen? And it's getting, when we bring it back to sports, whether it's the University of Houston's athletes, whether it's Alabama's athletes, whether you're starting to see now stories from the NFL, we'll get to it here in a second. The shit is coming because we have decided 90 days of quarantine. I can't live like this anymore. I'm going back out to life. I'm healthy. I'm young. I'm going to go out there and live. And if you're old and or weak or compromised in some way, then you don't. That's just common sense in terms of if you're not 100% healthy. But Jesus, man, I don't know what you guys' experience was. You mentioned Little Italy, but dude, the world has decided COVID don't exist anymore as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the way I saw it.
For the past 2 weekends, not this one included, the past 2 weekends, I have a little spot in Mission Bay that I would go to and hang out. It would just be me and my fiance, maybe a couple friends, but it'd be outside. No one's around us. Parking lot was technically closed, but we still parked there. No big deal. And literally in and out of Mission Bay, like you've never been able to do. You guys know how hard it is to get into Mission Bay. Like it was a breeze, dude. I went on Saturday. I went kayaking in the same exact spot. It took me, once I got off the exit to cross over on Ingram, it took me 35 minutes to get to Santa Clara Point, which is like half a mile, dude.
Don't tell your secret.
It looked like there was no secret now. Everyone knows. It looked like freaking 4th of July in Mission Beach, dude. It was crazy. And I went out there just to get away from people. And I started feeling like some anxiety because I was like, holy shit, I haven't seen this many people here anywhere. But luckily I got on a kayak and was in the middle of the bay and no one could touch me there. But yeah, man, it's open, dude. It is open, man.
So Scott, what you're telling me is you've observed all this information and now you're telling people, be careful because it's coming. I recall someone else doing that on the show and then being told I'm being paranoid. Huh. Welcome to the club, brother.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
that. We appreciate as many we can get.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is that just as an example, I think I mentioned this earlier, but I was with these folks this weekend, and this one guy says to me, "My daughter has it," and I look at him and I'm like, "Why are you here?
Why are you here?"
And you know what his answer was? Because my daughter lives in Mississippi, and she's down back at her college apartment where she and her girlfriends live, and they all have it simultaneously. And then another gentleman said to me, "My daughter has it." And I said, "Why are you here?" He said, "Because my daughter lives in Arizona. She goes to the University of Arizona and she lives in an apartment there, and all of her girlfriends have it, and they're all quarantined together. So it's not like, she's living here and I just decided to come out tonight." And I said, "Okay, but still, she's probably been here or you've had contact with her in the last 60 days, 30 days, whatever, and yet you're still out." So I guess what I'm saying is that people are out and about. And I don't know if they're being selfish about it necessarily. But the fact is, you guys mentioned Little Italy, you mentioned Mission Bay. Browner, I don't know where you were this weekend and if you saw big crowds.
I was driving in Little Italy and the streets were blocked off. And I went, what is going on here? This looks like a festival. By the way, they may be on to something. I was going to say this, but then we went on a couple different tangents. this has sparked a lot of innovation. Like you just said, this is the best graduation you ever been to. Well, here's some news for you. You got 2 more to go. So you need more innovation at these graduations to make them fun, to make them fast. Little Italy, it was an amazing view to see that many people out. Dangerous, but to see that many people out, to have a part of San Diego look like he said, Bourbon Street. It looked like something the tourists would want to come visit. People are using this time to be innovative within their business, and that's how you're going to survive. So shout out to those people.
Also, for the food and beverage industry, we're very lax with the rules right now, and I'm telling you, it's going to be very hard to go back, man. Because
very hard.
The things that you're able to do right now, I don't know if you guys saw New York City, bars are not open, but to go is open, and they got rid of their open container laws in New York City. So people were just chilling in front of bars, like with open beer, and the cops didn't give a shit. Like, it's going to be difficult to go back to all those strict food and beverage rules we had.
I had gone on a run on Saturday morning, humble brag. And
how far? Wait, how far? I
think we did about 8 miles on Saturday morning. Starting to get back into it. Starting to get there. And when it was over, after I'd already run and put in my time, my girlfriend and I met, and we went to a bar restaurant that we like, and we didn't have masks, but they wouldn't let us in because you have to walk in with a mask. Now, as soon as you walk in, take that shit off. What does it matter? I don't understand. So, by the way, I think I've been concentrating on this. I think I'm going to have a hard time going back on radio and not cursing. Like, I'm really worried about it. Okay. So my girlfriend and I can't go into this bar restaurant that we like, and we weren't going to sit down anyway, but they have an outdoor thing where you can order drinks. So we both order a drink, just a cocktail in the afternoon. And now we get these cocktails and we're walking the streets. Hello. Hi. Good afternoon. Nice to see you. Hi. Nice mask. You know, I mean, you can walk around with a drink. This isn't Bourbon Street. This ain't New Orleans.
Dude, I was at
I
was at a brewery here in North Park by JB's house, and they have a front parking lot that they would just put a food truck at, and then they would have like 2 or 3 parking spots. It was like a total waste of space, like because you could easily do a front courtyard area. But I guess the people that live next door to the brewery were like, no, you can't have because it's too loud. But right now they just said fuck it, and they ended up putting an outdoor area to have more capacity. And that's where I was on Friday, and it's great. It's awesome, and they don't give a shit. Like if your neighbors can't say anything right now because the government's not going to tell you anything right now. Yeah, it's true. It's true. There's a place here in Solana Beach that I like. It's called Naked Cafe. They've moved the seating outside into the parking lot. It's better. Yeah.
You talking about Blind Lady Ale House? Okay.
And I will never.
What's it called? Wait, I missed it.
Fall Brewing here on 30th, and it's like I don't want to go. I still won't go to a bar and sit inside. But if I'm just with my buddy and I'm sitting outside, and literally you could see the owner with a measuring tape, making sure there was like 6 feet between tables. It was hilarious, but I felt comfortable there. I was in a grocery store this weekend. I was wearing a mask, and I was walking this way, and then I finally realized I looked down on the ground, and the whole grocery store was supposed to be one way. They had taped on the floor which direction you're supposed to walk. And I was like, I'm walking into traffic, and people are starting to give me a look like, what are you doing? You don't have to play by the rules. And I'm like, I just look up when I walk. I don't look down. I didn't see it.